Okay. Hi, everyone. And hi, Obehi. Thank you very much for having me back on your show today. I'm pretty excited and I'm very grateful.
Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi Ewanfo, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
So, for all of you that don't know me, my name is Stefania Puleo, and I am a men's love relationship coach, and I'm a certified hypnotherapist. That's right. So, hypnotherapist is, I know a lot of people go, "Ooh, what's a hypnotherapist?" And a lot of people think of Vegas and hypnosis on stage and entertainment. Well, it's a little bit different. It's not the entertaining type of hypnosis that you see on TV or on stage. It's more therapeutic. It's more, clinical therapeutic reasons. And yeah, today I'm going to actually do a hypnosis. And it'll be mainly generic and it'll be on stress relief. Just simply because, in today's day and age, a lot of people are stressed for one reason or another. It could be because of relationships, it could be because of work, could be, socially, but it's all usually got to do with relationships, whether it be with yourself or with others, the way we relate to others and situations as well. So that's why I chose a stress relief hypnosis session for today.
All right, thank you so much, Stefania. So, like I was saying before, I'm going to feature some questions to sort of help people understand the basis of hypnosis, and in this sense, of course, hypnosis that have to do on a clinical level, not for entertainment. Now, first, what separates a kind of hypnosis that you do compared to the one that people usually see on the television or the type of entertainment hypnosis?
Yes. Okay. The type of entertainment hypnosis that people usually see is exactly that, for entertainment purposes. It's to give people, I guess, a little bit of a laugh, make them feel relaxed. They make them do things where some people say, "Oh, you're going to make me bark like a dog." Well, no, it's not magical trick like that, like Houdini. I don't know if anyone knows Houdini out there, but he was a great magician that would do funny, crazy things and make people do crazy things. So it's nothing like that. Hypnosis is where I put you into a very relaxed, trance-like state. You are awake, asleep-like. So you'll be relaxed enough that we relax the, I guess, what we call the critical mind, the conscious mind. So we relax you enough that we can then enter into the subconscious mind and putting in some really beautiful message units to either relax you or whatever the session may be. In this case today, to relax you and release you and give you relief from stress.
What does hypnosis actually do to a person in the sense of what are the advantages of hypnosis, if you want to put it like that?
Yeah. Okay. The advantages are that it's non-invasive. Okay. So when I say non-invasive, when you go for coaching or counseling of some sort, or you go and see a psychologist, you tend to talk a lot about the event or what stresses you, the issues, the problems, and that keeps you stuck in that emotion of whatever you're feeling, whether it be anger, anxiety, overwhelm, sadness. Whereas with hypnosis, we don't dive and keep you deep down in that low vibrational state of emotions. Okay. We come in and move any limiting beliefs. We eradicate any kind of type of sabotage talk that a lot of us are very good at talking down at ourselves and what we call self-sabotaging talk. So we put, I guess, more positive message units into the subconscious mind. So we reprogram. It's a form of reprogramming the mind into a more positive state. And, because the brain likes repetition. And of course, if you were to listen to a hypnosis over and over again, say, for example, you wanted to stop biting your nails, or you wanted to lose weight, you would be listening to that audio for at least, they say, 21 days. You will create a change in your life pertaining to that issue, because it's repetition. It's through repetition that the brain is reprogrammed and learns a new behavioral pattern.
All right. Thank you for that. Now, can hypnosis also have some damaging effect to the brain? At least some people do have these curiosities. So some have asked me to ask you.
Hypnosis it doesn't have a damaging effect if the intent, obviously, of the hypnotherapist is of a good intent. Now, this is where people don't realize we are being hypnotized all the time, believe it or not, by media, by politicians, by environmental, influencers, social media, marketing. That is a form of hypnosis. And you can take that as good or you can take it as bad. So obviously, if that hypnotherapist is going to be giving you positive and good intentional message units, it can't be bad for you. But if that hypnotherapist, and you don't know them very well, or they haven't been referred to you, I'm not saying, I would like to believe that every hypnotherapist who is professionally trained and qualified, their intent is for the highest good of their client. Okay. So that's where it can be. The only reason it would not go well is if that hypnotherapist is not doing it with a good intention. Yes. So I just wanted to say too that we go into hypnosis, self-hypnosis, very easily all the time. It can be, for example, when we wake up in the morning, we're in that asleep awake state. We get up, we go to the bathroom automatically. We don't even know we're doing it. We were sort of all of a sudden in the bathroom. That's a form of hypnosis. You're driving your car and you miss the exit because you're so engrossed into thinking about something or driving that you actually miss your exit. That's a form of hypnosis. Or sometimes you're concentrating on the TV or the movies and someone's calling you, someone's talking to you right next to you, and you don't even notice or hear them talking or calling your name because you are so entranced in that movie. That is a form of hypnosis too.
We're beginning to get into what we even do in a regular day-to-day life now, and that is very important, so that at least people understand that it's not something that is actually far away from you, that in fact you do it in your day-to-day life.
Yes, absolutely. And also too, anytime you're in hypnosis, you can actually stop the session because you are in that awake sleep trance, like you're there and you're not there. But if your soul is feeling, your spirit is feeling something that's not right, it will tell you, it will indicate that to you. And of course you have got the ability to stop the session if that's the case.
But how do you really get hypnotized? I mean, how do human beings get hypnotized? What do you want to say? But this is the last one now. Then we'll move into this session. It's where you show us how it works.
You as a hypnotherapist, you get your client to be in a very relaxed state. And usually, and you'll notice when I start this, I will get you to look at a spot on the wall above eye level, and you focus on that spot. And then you listen to, my voice or the hypnotherapist's voice. In doing so, that voice will slow down your alpha brain waves to a point where you are getting more relaxed and more relaxed and more relaxed, to where, I have you letting go of anxiety, fear, phobias, stress, anything that we're going to be working on. but you must get your client in a very relaxed and comfortable state. Once they're getting that into that comfortable, deep, relaxed state, their breathing also slows down, because you want the physiology as well as, the mind to be slowing right down. So we have the breathing and, the closing of the eyes, and then I take you deeper and deeper. And it's just like a journey. It's a beautiful journey. And I've heard people say, wow, this is better than smoking weed, or for those that like to smoke weed. I don't, but they say that it's very relaxing, and you do come out feeling totally in a different state. I can guarantee that.
All right, Stefania, now let's go. Take us on this journey. We are ready.
You're ready? And with your eyes open, I'd like for you to take 3 deep breaths. That's right. 3 deep breaths. Taking a big, deep breath in and holding for 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Taking another big, deep breath in through the nose, holding for 4 counts. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, with your eyes still open, I want you to look up and choose a single point on the ceiling or wall. And fix your attention on that spot. And as you continue to focus your attention on that single point, bring your attention to your breathing. And as you notice the gentle rise and fall of your chest, you'll naturally and unconsciously begin to feel more and more comfortable with each breath you take in. All these processes are intended to get you to the ideal state of relaxation and learning to relax, learning new information in a powerful new way that allows you to achieve your goals more quickly, more powerfully, and effectively. As you continue to feel more and more comfortable with each and every breath that you take in. And if you haven't already noticed, your eyelids are becoming heavier and heavier. And when you notice your eyelids growing heavier and heavier, and the harder you try to keep your eyes open, the more difficult it becomes. You can go ahead and giving yourself permission and allow your eyelids to close. Giving 100% attention to your breathing. Feeling more and more comfortable. Relaxing more and more deeply with each and every breath that you take in. And while your relaxation is bringing you deeper and deeper, the comfort continues to grow stronger and stronger with each and every breath. That's right. Relaxing, unwinding, unloosening. And you can shift your attention down to your feet now. And feel the subtle pull of gravity as it pulls your feet down gently and comfortably, relaxing your feet. Noticing how good you are beginning to feel as the outside world begins to fade further and further away. And you can feel yourself going deeper and deeper into a state of peace and comfort. Feeling very calm and in control. And now that wonderful sensation, comfort and relaxation flows through your legs, soothing and relaxing, feeling so good. Feeling that soothing, healing, relaxing feeling as every muscle just loosens and unwinds in your back, relaxing your chest, feeling the comfort as it moves into your shoulders, flowing down your arms, your biceps, your elbows, your forearms, down to your hands, and going right through your fingertips. Soothing, relaxing your neck, the back of your head, and your face. As every muscle in your body relaxes, letting go and feeling so good. All the while going deeper and deeper with every breath that you take in, feeling safe, feeling comfortable, feeling good. Now, to create an even deeper state of comfort and relaxation, I would like for you to visualize or imagine yourself at the top of a staircase of 20 steps. You feel safe and secure, strong and confident. And with each step down the staircase, your relaxation will double, taking you deeper and deeper and deeper with every step down. So as you take the first step down from 20 down to 19, feeling even more relaxed, 18, 17, 16, 15, going deeper and deeper, 14, 13, 12, 11, letting go, relaxing and unwinding, 10, 9, 8, going deeper now, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0, going even deeper now. The wonderful thing about creating this deep, healthy state of relaxation is that it naturally allows your mind to purge all unnecessary stress and tension, creating a more healthy, empowered state physically, mentally, and emotionally, so you can be at your peak performance. So as you continue to feel comfort and you feel it growing stronger and stronger with each and every breath that you take in, you can allow your very powerful unconscious mind to release and let go of any or all your unnecessary concerns. And in this state, you allow your unconscious mind to come up with creative, healthy healing solutions to overcome challenges easily. You may even have new insights. And just allow every breath now to breathe in healing and breathe out any discomfort, bringing more and more conscious healing energy into each and every cell of your body. Feeling very calm, very comfortable, and very in control now. And while your conscious mind may drift and wander, your unconscious mind is sorting, organizing, and creating so that you can be more effective, more productive, now that your mind is clear and focused. You feel more calm and in control. And at the count of 5, if you choose to awaken, you will awaken feeling refreshed, feeling vibrant, energized, feeling calm, empowered, in control. At 0, we always go deeper. 0. At 1, we slowly and gently begin to come up and out of the hypnotic state. 2, you may become more consciously aware of how good you feel. 3, feeling the surface that you're resting on. 4, feeling your energy level coming up now. Yes, feeling so good. And at 5, eyes open, wide awake, clear and focused, feeling great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes open, wide awake.
That was a good experience. Really a
Yeah,
great one.
I truly hope you enjoyed it. Did
Oh,
you
sure I
relax?
did. Yeah, sure. I did. All right, now I want you to help me clarify this part.
Mhm.
It looked to me more like that is kind of a resemblance of meditation.
Mhm.
Is it like meditation, or are there differences in it in terms of the what kind of the process of it? Because that is what came to my thought as you were
Mhm.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah, when it's a group session like this, it can be a little bit more like a meditation. It's just simply because you're being quite generic about what you're talking about and the journey that you're taking the person on. But say, for example, if you're having a one-on-one session with somebody, there would be specific areas that that client would discuss with you and their desires and their outcomes that they want. So then you would be putting in those message units in specifically to suit that person. But the whole idea of this was to take you into a relaxed, comfortable feeling, going down the staircase, going down that journey of, feeling that relaxation and knowing that you have the confidence, you are empowered, and just letting go of unnecessary, emotions that don't longer serve you. So yes, it's somewhat like a meditation, but it's more deepening. It takes you. Some people can actually fall asleep. You can go on a little longer, obviously, and that person can totally drift and go off to sleep.
That would be very interesting.
How did
When
you feel? How did you feel, Obehi? Did you actually go through it?
I feel quite relaxed. I feel quite relaxed in the process. That's why I'm asking the question as it relates to meditation, though, in that there is this letting go and feeling a little bit lighter, no, compared to
Yes.
maybe when you are carrying the world around with all
Mm,
the feeling, thinking, opinions,
mm,
and everything. So
mm.
you're sort of isolating yourself from the rest of the world and super focus on
Right.
the subject. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention, so say, for example, if we are specifically working on empowerment or work performance or sports performance, you would be bringing in and visualizing, say, for example, a golfer where I've worked with, certain sports professionals, and they know how they want to swing that golf club and to how high or how long they want that ball to travel and get it in the hole. And you would do a whole imagery taking them on that journey. You know what I mean? So that person actually um, gets into that state. They feel like they're actually traveling and doing that. So what happens with hypnosis, it may not be instant, but it starts working 2 or 3 days, a week later after the sessions, because those message units are being put into the brain, into the subconscious, and then they'll just like kick in, like, oh, I remember that. And it just comes naturally. So overcoming fear, for example, I've worked with people that, do public speaking or getting on a stage, doing acting. They get this phobia, they get this fear of flying, for example. So we desensitize whatever they're feeling of fear to then, bring in what the desired state they want. Yeah. So that's where it's a little bit different to meditation, because it starts kicking in later, 2, 3 days, a week later. Yeah. That's why I say listening to it over and over is what's really going to make it very impactful into the subconscious mind.
Hmm. So it looked now to me like opening a window into the subconscious, no, and gently
Mm.
penetrating in and sort of settling some issues there. Or maybe I'm the one just seeing it like that.
No, you're right. It is. And you're exactly right. It's like cutting through the critical mind, the analytical mind, which is, the logic mind, why, decision making, willpower, that's all stuff that gets in the way to prevent you from going into the subconscious. So we cut through that, going through that way, opening a door, going in, rearranging, and then coming out and closing the door. You're right. It is like that. Very
That's
good.
perfect. Okay, now another thing I'm trying to understand also, I think the listener will also try to understand this is the preparation. How do you prepare yourself as the hypnotherapist? And
Mhm.
how do you prepare also the participants? Say in this case, a client of yours who want to undergo this journey with you. How do you
Mhm.
prepare both of you?
Okay, so with myself, I actually do my own self-hypnosis. So you can actually do a self-hypnosis technique, which maybe I can later on another time take take you through that, so people can actually do their own journey of going through a self-hypnosis, is what they call self-hypnosis. So I'm in a very relaxed, very neutral state, obviously. And how I prepare my clients is, we obviously talk about a little bit about what the issue is and, what's been happening, if they're, obviously coming from week to week, seeing the progress, or if they've had any struggles, what difficulties they've had from the last visit. And then we talk about their desired state. So they know what they don't want. So obviously they're going to know what they do want. And then, I take a lot of notes, and there's a series of questions I go through to elicit and get the right answers. Obviously, when I say the right answers, the desired state of what the client wants, because sometimes they say, I don't know what I want, or I don't know how I want to feel. But we work on that and, peel back the layers, and I do get that information just by cognitively speaking and asking the right questions. And of course, at the same time, that client is already starting to relax, feel comfortable in my presence, unwind a little bit, and then, take them through the hypnotic state where, they can sit back in their chair, have some comfortable pillows. I usually like them to sit up rather than lie down, because sometimes what happens when you lie down, you can actually just fall asleep, which doesn't mean the subconscious is not picking up on the messages. It still is, but you don't want them to be in a total asleep state. You want them to be in that sleep awake state.
All right, in that sleep awake state, getting there, it looked now to me that you have gotten a password to penetrate into their reservoir, into their hard disk, if you want to call it like that, no? The subconscious, where all the information, the record about them is there. When you get there, are you limited to what you can do, or can you do whatever you like as a
Um,
hypnotherapist?
well, obviously, my intention is to work on what we've been asked to work on. So whatever issue the client has come to me with is the issue that we're going to be working on. So obviously, before we do a one-on-one personal session with a client, you ask for permission if they will allow you to take them on this, this process of eliminating fear, eliminating anger, eliminating sadness, whatever it is. So you get that in permission to say, this is what we're going to be doing, and with your consent, your permission, will you allow me to assist you through that? And they say yes or no. I've never had anyone say no, obviously, because they come to me for help and they're happy to have that. But yeah, you just don't go in and do your own thing. No, absolutely not, because I record all my sessions. So I do everything online. So everything is recorded. And even if it's one-on-one where I see people in person, I still record them. So they do have a copy of the session that we have done together. So there's, they can go back and listen to it. Obviously, the recording, that hypnotic session, is very important. I give them that. Sometimes I may not, recommend that they listen to the pre-talking first, because if they are in a little a state of low vibration, I don't want them to hear that again later on. Do you know what I mean? Because that was just to purge out, release, and talk about what they don't want. So then we talk about what they do want, if that makes sense.
It
Does that?
does. It
Yeah.
does.
So I don't recommend. Usually, I like to cut that part out unless they specifically want it and don't want to listen to it. Like I ask them not to listen to it simply because, we don't want to go back and backtrack. I want them to stick to the positive message units, the positive known associations that we have instilled into the subconscious mind.
All right, thanks for that. Okay, now that is how you operate now, in that you get this permission to work with them, and you work with them according to what you agreed on for the desired result, which of course is what the client want. But technically speaking, do you have the possibility of able to do what you like when you are in their subconscious?
Well, yeah. And of course, it's always along the lines of what we've spoken about, the journey that they want to undertake, always bringing in images or inferencing words of what they want as a desired state in their future. So when I say do my own thing, I wouldn't say do my own thing. I wouldn't use those words. I would use, I would be, using words that we have discussed in the session and using those message units to deliver the best result for the clients in a hypnotic session.
All right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, you've come to me, I don't know, about confidence on a podcast. I don't know. I'm using that as an example, not that you need confidence, but to be able to be more fluent or whatever it is. Well, I would be, everything would be evolved around that. I wouldn't bring in something to do with football, for example. Do you know what I mean? Or being on an aeroplane. It would have to be based on what it is that you desire.
All right. Thank you for that. All right. Now let's go a little bit generic here now. Say maybe, for example, there is this hardened criminal who actually a threat to the entire society. And the state then call upon you and say, this criminal is not telling us what he have in mind to do, but we know that all of us are in danger. And if you manage to take this individual to the process of hypnosis,
yes,
plant good thing in the mind of this individual so that he doesn't go around and start killing or harming people. From that perspective, are you able to operate?
Okay, so that's a really interesting question, because when we were taken through our training, and you're working with someone that could possibly be a threat or is threatening to kill themselves as well. You know what I mean? Like they're threatening to take their own life or threatening to kill, or not say kill, harm somebody else. You would have to say to them, like, anything you tell me that could be potentially hurting another human being or yourself, just realize that I may need to report this. So if someone says to me, I have these, I've not had this happen, and I pray that I've never happened. But if someone says to me, I have these visions of wanting to kill my wife, for example, I feel like just strangling her or whatever. And I'd say, hang on a minute, whatever you tell me from this point on, and I feel that this is, you're putting someone else in danger or you're putting yourself in danger, I may need to report this to the authorities because this is something you intend to do that could be harming somebody else. Yeah. It's pretty tricky like that, because you know some information that you could be potentially preventing that person from harming themselves or someone else. Yeah.
But at that circumstances, at that situation, say maybe you want to do good to this individual, are you able to plant in positive images on his head so that it doesn't return back to those bad things or want it to hurt itself or hurt other people?
Yes, definitely. But if it's to that extreme, I would have to get a medical referral from their doctor or their psychologist, for example, because they are at a different level of needing help. Do you know what I'm saying? that person may need more of a psychiatrist or a psychologist, which I do work with psychologists and psychiatrists together. So, but they know that that individual is both seeing them and myself. So I would need a medical referral.
Okay, thank you. That is clear. That is understood.
Yeah, so I wouldn't take it upon my own self to clinically diagnose this person for whatever. Yeah.
So, practically thinking, it is possible to actually wipe out the negative thing in the human subconscious and replace it with positive things, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because it's you can remove depression, you can lower anxiety, you can lower fear. Removing fear or removing anger. Now, this is where I'd like to explain. You're never ever going to be removed from anger or sadness or depression, but working with this modality of hypnosis will help you deal with anger in a different way. So in the past, maybe you held on to anger for months, years, to the point that it was destructive and, really sabotaging your own life. Whereas when you work through this process and eliminating anger and desensitizing it, next time you feel the anger of a certain situation, you're not carrying all that other past events. You will know how to navigate through it. You'll know how to release it, let it go in a way that is not harmful, it's healthy, and you still feel it, but release it a lot faster. So you don't drown in it, it doesn't hurt as much.
Now, if it is possible to put in good thing, it's also possible to put in bad thing, because bad and good, it depends on what we mean by that, no? So if it's possible to plant good thing and sort of remove what is bad in a person's subconscious and put in what is good, it's also possible to remove what is good and put in what is bad. What do you say to that?
Well, that's evil.
I mean, technically speaking. No, I'm asking whether it can be done. Whether it is wrong or right is not the problem, but whether it can actually technically be done.
Can it be done? Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, and if you think about it, that's what politicians or, some world environmental influencers out there are doing. They're actually doing that. How? By implanting fear, by, keeping people isolated and angry and depressed. All those type of fear injecting messages. How do you think that makes people feel? It changes their state of mind. It changes their state of physiology. It changes everything. So rather than keeping them uplifted, positive, and having healthier, more vibrant, energized lives, they are suppressing them. How? By injecting fear and oppressing them and making them feel that there is no hope. So that's changing it in a negative way, if you want to call it negative, or opposite to living a healthier lifestyle.
Thank you so much for that. That is really an interesting conversation. And of course, we could have taken it much further, but because we planned that it was going to be a shorter session, we'll leave it there. But the last one I want to ask you is, who do you think need hypnotherapy in their life or in their day-to-day dealings? Who do you think need them more?
You know what? I would say everybody benefits from hypnosis. Everybody. I mean, I've worked with young people. I've worked with middle-aged people. I've worked with older people. Because we've all got baggage. We've all got, beliefs, limiting beliefs, known associations that have been put there. And I think I explained this in the last video. A lot of our learnings, a lot of our behavioral patterns and the way we behave has been instilled in us from as early as from 0 to 8 years old, even 9. A lot of all that, what's happened in our lives, in our upbringing, in our growing up, given to us by our caretakers, our parents, caregivers, has an influence on our lives as we get older. So not everybody, I wouldn't say everybody's had rosy, wonderful, childhood. And even the ones that have had fairly good ones, right? And I'll speak as experience. I had a fairly good upbringing, and I have 2 loving parents. They've been together, not divorced. I didn't suffer, being molested, severe trauma. My parents weren't alcoholics or drug addicts. So I didn't experience all that. But however, I did have other forms of trauma. I had other forms of emotional limiting beliefs, and also the way I felt, because of my upbringing. Yeah, a little bit, because I could say I was an Italian growing up in Australia, being a little confused as to what I was as a nationality, trying to fit in with society, but then still being drawn back into Italian type culture. Now, that may seem totally non-problematic compared to someone who suffered and witnessed an alcoholic parent that abused his wife, for example, and a child that's been molested. So we suffer trauma in a different ways, whether it be emotional, physical, mental. So everybody has had some experience of trauma, because what's big to me may not be big to someone else, and vice versa. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is trauma. It has affected us in some shape or form.
All right. Now, tell to people again how to connect with you and what they can benefit from your service. Please go ahead with that.
Okay. So you can reach me at thegentlemanSquare.com. And there, actually, I just wanted to mention that I do have a section where I do have testimonials, video testimonials. And of course, a lot of people are quite skeptical, and I really understand it and I get it. And you have every reason to be skeptical. I always say that, but have a look at these videos. You will, listen to these men that, because I'd say men usually run higher on a skeptical level than what women do. And these men have all said the same thing of being very skeptical and not really sure until they actually experienced it, allowed themselves to experience it, and have benefited from it, and will recommend it to others. But listen to it, listen to those testimonials, and make up your own mind, as I say. You can also reach me on all the other social medias: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. I have lots of content, free content there. And you can get my free downloadable book, Make 5 Ways to Make Juicier Connections with a Woman. And I do have a book on Amazon as well. Master the Language of Attraction. That is a very good read for anyone that is interested. So you can reach me there, or email me info@stefaniapuleo.com or support@thegentlemanSquare.com.
That's actually lovely, Stefania. Thank you so much for that. Now, what will be your last statement here for those who have accompanied you to the end of this episode?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you, Obehi, for the opportunity. I feel really privileged, and I'm super grateful to be here and to be able to help anybody. If anyone does want to reach out for a free consultation, please hashtag, leave a message or message me direct and put hashtag Obehi Podcast, so I know that you're coming from this podcast. And I'd be happy to answer any questions whatsoever. So it's a completely complimentary 30-minute insight call. It's not a hard call, sales call. It's got nothing to do with that. Any questions that you need answered pertaining to hypnosis or just relationship or anything like that, I welcome you. And thank you for listening.
Stefania, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure on my part. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated too.
If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewafo. Thank you so much for listening and talk to you in the next episode.